everyone, Holly with Keller Beads and Couture Designs. Today I thought it would be nice to do this really cute ornament cover or lampshade cover. This one I did, actually I did all these except for this one. I use this one as my template, and if you guys watched the Mother Load Bead haul, this is where that came from. That lady had done this, so I tried to mimic what she did. Had to put my own little twist on it because I could not figure out how she finished it off, so I did it myself a different way. Anyways, so this can go over the top of an ornament. This one's glass, and I got it from Hobby Lobby. I got them half off. There were 3 of them. Oops, sorry about the shaking and rock and rolling there. So that it'll stop in just a second, hopefully. All right, and I got these at Michael's, excuse me. 3 of them for $7, but it was half off that. So that's a pretty good deal because I got these plastic. I got this plastic one at the Dollar Tree, and see the seam and everything in it. I mean, it's scuffed. They're not the best, but it'll do because the cover's going to go over them. This one here, this one. Now, this one, you can do it where you open up your stitch a little bit. You're going to add, for every rondelle you add, you're going to add a row. So you'll need that many more beads, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But anyway, so you can do those if you want to. I actually had also, look how good they look in here until you take them out. And they're actually, I won that when I was still working 10 years ago, and I never opened the box. I'm so horrible. But they're smaller, and these fit right over them really nicely. So even though they're a little bit discolored, this hides that, and it makes it a really pretty ornament cover. So this is a good craft project for craft fairs for Christmas if you're going to do them. I don't know, I think the expense of it would be, I have a little bit of I didn't cut the thing off correctly. I think the expense in this is going to be, it depends if you already have your material. Like I already have material, so it's really hard for me to calculate how much it cost me to do it when I got everything in bulk. So I kind of try to price it based on what I think I can get for it. Some people will base it exactly off. I mean, the lady who I got all the beads from before, she did it down to the seed bead. So, but you know, my mind doesn't work like that anymore. I probably would have if I was still in that, you know, HR bookkeeping mind, but it's not like that no more. So anyway, so if you, this fits right. This is a smaller ornament, and it doesn't tell me what size it is, so I don't know. It's just an ornament. So, but it's a smaller size, you can see, and I mean, I guess I could measure it, but the larger one measured it, the circumference of it, and I used, move that out of the way a minute. I used this part, not this part, because it's got to go over this part, so you need to measure this part of it, and it measured on this larger one, it measured 3 3/4. So I'm going to do close to 4 inches, and what you do for this pattern, and only for this pattern, if you're going to want to do a larger one like that, actually I need to put this someplace it's not going to roll around on me and not get knocked off. One of the things you're going to do is you're going to, the pattern on this one is 4 seed beads, 1 rondelle. And you, on this one, for these, there's 8 of them. So you have 8 rondelles, so you do it till you have 8 rondelles. And that's how we start our base row right here, this part right here. And so you calculate out all you're going to need for that. Now this is what I have, the basis of what I have. I try to count them as best I can. Seed beads I cannot be, I did the best I could, so I might be off, you know, give or take a few seed beads. But these are 11 seed beads. You're going to need roughly 272 of them, so that's pretty, that's in about half of that. You're going to need, where'd it go? Sorry, I'm trying to find where all my parts are. All right, there it is. You're going to need 8 teardrops or whatever you want. In this case, my focal is going to be this, or I'm going to find some teardrops to go with this because I'm going to put this on pause for a minute whenever I'm done. I might do some teardrops. This might just be like the fancy metal, like I did the metal in here. You can change up any of these beads for any beads you want. I mean, I did some clonazine, I think that, I don't know. I always mess that word up. I did some of those. It just, you know, whatever you want. So, all right, so 8 teardrops, 24 6mm pearls. This is what's on this. Okay, let's just do it that way. This is what's on this. Is what she had. This is how I went with this. 24 6mm pearls, 8 6mm crystals, 88 4mm pearls, and then 48 4mm rondelles. And so you can mix and match and do anything you want in this. You do not have to use pearls. You can use anything you want. You can use the bugle beads instead of these seed beads, which I might mix in with this as we're going along. I have some metal beads I might throw in there. I'm actually going to be creating as I go, which is the first for me because normally I have my pattern all set out. So this might take a little bit longer because I'm going to be doing that, but bear with me if you don't mind. I'm just going to try to show you how your creativity can just go on the fly. You can also use gemstones. And these would make great Christmas presents. Anything you want them to do and anything you want them to be. So you're going to need your favorite beading thread. On this one, because it's mostly white, I'm using a white thread. And then, like I said, get whatever your focals are going to be. I think I'm going to go ahead and add some teardrops to this because I think that these, well, maybe I might keep this as a teardrop because it's smaller, but, you know, it may look better on something else. I don't know. I'm gonna go on the fly here. So I'm gonna set this up together so I can clear out my workspace here so I can have elbow room and not running into things. You need 2 arm spans worth of thread and your beading needle. And everyone has different arm spans, but don't worry about it. If you have too much, you can use the leftover if you have too much for something else. And if it bothers you, use a less expensive thread for your first time of doing this, so you don't waste your good line because it can get a little hairy. But you do need, like, this is the thermally bonded, so it has a stiffness to it, so it helps it stay in place. And so, you know, it helps a whole lot. I'm not using this black backdrop because I have, you know, with the MS, this really hurts my wrists and stuff. So I just use it to help, you know, focus that. And I have cat hair everywhere. I'm sorry, my cats just will not stop sleeping on my mat. And like I told you before, it just somehow works its way through the cloth I put over the top of my desk. Anyway, so gather your supplies and I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some crystals because I thought I was going to use those for my accents and I've changed my mind. So we'll be back in a minute and get started. Okay, so I'm having to turn off the machine and come back. And I want to let you know I'm sorry for not doing anything for the past while. My mom's been in the hospital and I've been having some issues at home, so it's just been kind of crazy here. So I'm taking a break from the crazy and I'm trying to do something to keep my mind from going insane. So anyway, it's just, you know how life is. Okay, so you're going to start with your beading needle. We're going to take everything down to the end of the line, and I know some of you think, well, it'll be easier to do the end, and you can if you want to. However you like to get your circle started, that's up to you. Again, like I've told you before, pick the beads you want to be a bead, and if you want to add to this or take away from this is not my design. This is the lady who I bought those at the Load Bead Haul from. That's where I got it from, but I don't think it was her design either because she had a bunch of books. I think it came from one of the books. I did have to make a twist on this to make it my own because I couldn't finish it off the way she did because I couldn't figure out how she did it. I got all the way down to the very end. I'm like, how'd she finish this? So I did the end of it as my own, but that doesn't really mean anything. So anyways, it's a lot of fun to do. And like I said, this would make a really good, you know, thing to sell at the craft fair. Now, one of the things that you can do on this is and you'll see when we go through this, is the string does show on these little pieces, parts right here. We can always add a seed bead to help offset that. but I think it will take a little bit away. So you might want to do to make it like a double seed bead each way. That makes it a little bit more wide, but I'm going to stick with this for today, just so that I have that pattern and we're sticking all on the same page, and then you can do whatever you want to add to it. I actually have, like I said, I have a whole bunch of different things other than these teardrops. Today I'm going to use these little Jesse James beads I have over here. They're really pretty clear. I'm going for like a snowflake kind of thing effect. So I'm going to keep this over here, just kind of keep me on track of where I'm going. We're actually starting off at the top, where the, where this part right here, this is where we're going to start. And so hopefully, Calista doesn't start making a fit, which is like, the minute I sit down, it happens every time, just like a kid. I've taken her out, I've fed her, I've done everything, and now she's going to lick my arm. Would you stop? Just stop it already. I know. My older daughter took my German Shepherd for a little bit to help me out because my mom has allergies. So the smaller dog doesn't shed like the German Shepherd. Just all she does is shed it every day. It's like 1,000 pounds of hair. But anyway, so she's a little bit needy right now because she's not doesn't have her best friend with her. So anyways, I'm probably gonna have to put this on pause again. Sorry guys. But you won't know, it'll only take me 2 seconds, or not even a second when you're gone. So start off with 4 seed beads. Sorry, and she's like biting my arm. She likes to put the back of her tongue on my skin. And so she opens her mouth all the way and she sticks my arm in her mouth till she gets the back of the tongue. And I think it's something with senses. There's, scents. So it's doing that. So 4 seed beads, 1 rondelle, and you can use whatever, if you want to just make them different colors or whatever, you can do a really colorful one if you want to. 4 seed beads, 1 rondelle, then 4 seed beads, and seeds. It looks so much easier when other people do it. It's 4 seed beads and 1 rondelle. And we're going to do this all the way around until you've gotten your 8th rondelle on. So go ahead, I'm going to put you on pause so I can figure out why she's crying now. So I'll be right back. Okay. She didn't want anything. She wanted to sit outside and smell the wind, and then, like I said, just like kids, right? All right, so I wasn't finished. So there's 1, 2, 3. I got distracted. This is number 4. Oops. 5. I've tried to make this video over and over again, and for one thing or another, I couldn't finish them. I had to start all over again. That's 6, and so I'm determined no matter what. And here's 7. And here's 8. Just going to double count that so I just don't lose my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to pull this all the way down, holding my finger right here so I don't knock it off the end of the string. And I'm going to leave about, I don't know. Yeah, that looks good. About that much, okay? Now, what you can do is tie it, but I think that's a little bit hard to do. So I'm going to go around first before I tie it. And I'm actually, because this is, I think it's a 6 pound, isn't it? I think that's what it said. It's easier to tie a knot and not get stuck on it, not have it in your way. And just try to go through it. I don't have my glasses on, which I should have on because they're right in front of me, and I'm making sure I didn't miss the string or miss the needle and go in between the strings. Sorry, I'll go ahead and put this on. see better now. And I'm still not used to this new phone. It still is doing it in landscape. I need to get a hold of Samsung or somebody who makes decisions for Samsung and tell them that put it back where the Note 8 was and let me see when I'm plugged in, let me see it in landscape. Because you're ruining my vibe. I'm constantly trying to make sure I'm in the, in the frame, which I'm half the time I'm not. I just put a whole bunch of, hold on, this just went downhill on me. Almost got it done. If I wasn't so dexterity, I'm so shaky. And my mom was really sick. And they just came out of nowhere. It's called ischemic colitis. Okay, see how I'm not even in the right thing here? I somehow messed that up. I must have skipped over it somehow. So just worm your way back over here. If you did the same thing I just did, and I normally don't do that, just I'm distracted with the dog. I'll get my swing back here in just a second. I try not to, in the other ones I messed up so much on the structure. It wasn't things that were going on because I tried to keep things real. This is not long enough. There we go. I try to keep them, how they are, just everybody's home, just kind of, distractions and everything, I'm not an organization, I'm just me. So everything doesn't have to be perfect. And some things that come out, some of your mistakes can be some of your best work. I've had that happen. I actually did a sketch, and I've never drawn in my life up to that point other than stick figures, and attempted to do a horse, because the little girls, that's, a lot of little girls like to draw horses. So I got the horse's head down packed. That was my one non de plume for myself, but it wasn't even for a kid. It was, down packed. It wasn't, any piece of artwork for sure. But I actually did sketch. I just started sketching some stuff, and it came out. I was like, wait, how did that happen? How did I do that? And I couldn't do it again. And then I did a different thing, and I did that, and I couldn't do it again. So sometimes what starts off as a mistake or an error can be turned into something beautiful. So anyways, that's just my little 5 cents worth of whatever. All right, since this is actually a good thing, because we're starting right in the middle, which is where we need to go, these two middle ones right here. So I'm going to come over here. Let me come over here. Sorry. I'm going in this direction. I want to go away from my tail. My tail is deciding to point that way, so I'm going to go this way. And I'm right-handed, and it's easier for me to do it that way. So we're going to go through, when we start off, we're going to go through the third. And if you want to, I just want to tighten that up just a little bit if I can. If it will do it. There we go. You do not want this coming apart. So I'm actually going to even do a third knot. See how, if I can get through this knot here. I don't want to block my way in and out. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to go ahead and go through another one. But this was accidental. I didn't mean not to. I didn't mean to. It just doesn't really matter. It's because I somehow missed my mark when I was making it to a circle. And see, like I said, if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. Just take it down and do it again. Just let it go. If it's no big deal. It's not hurting anyone. It's just, and always look at stuff like that as a lesson in patience. And trust me, I've had to take things down that were hours worth of work because I missed something. And that's how some of those got made, was because when I was trying to do the video, I missed an entire section because MS brain, and that's just the way it is. But all right, so I'm going to come through this. Let's go through the both of them. Let's just get away from that knot in general. Okay, so I'm coming through those two and into that third, if you can see that, into that third, put my needle in there a little, into that third seed bead. Come on, autofocus. Just gonna pull, and this is the hardest part of this. I mean, it takes a long time too. The lady I bought it from, all those, the Motherlode bead haul, she did it with one strand all the way through. And I couldn't figure out the end because I couldn't figure out how she did it with one strand and stayed with one strand all the way through. There was no knots other than the main line down here that she had. It was amazing. So anyway, so you start off here in this third line here, and you're going to take, we're going to do our first row off of here. So you're going to have, we're coming down this way. We're working down all the way down. So you're going to have 4 seed beads. And now in this first line, we're going to only do half of this. You're not going to see the other little, you're not going to see this pattern on this first one. You'll see it on this one over here, but this is the first one we do. So we're going to do half of it, and I'll show you how that goes. But we're going to do 4, and we've got to start off with this row here though. This is a separate row, okay? So this next row around is 4 seed beads, 3 4mm, and then 4 seed beads, and we're going to go through the middle 2. This first one's starting off in the third, but we'll end in the second, so you'll see when we get done. But we're going to do this row right here where you're just not seeing these 2 here because these are all add-ons. Okay. All right, so, and then we'll tuck this in just a minute because I don't like that hanging. Well, it bothers me like really bad, so OCD or whatever, I don't know. So we're going to do 4 seed beads. Let me put this little pile together here. It's 4 seed beads, and then where's my little pearls here? You can bring those in here. And these are off colors too, because some of these are different color blue than others. So I just put the whole pile in there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes when you have to separate stuff, it's easier just to leave the 2 together till you use them, and you can separate them as you use them. I don't need 4. I don't know why I pulled that 4th one out. And then 3 seed beads. And I'm going to step this and then pause it because there's parts of it that are going to take long enough. So once you got the pattern down, you know how to do it, then I'll put it on pause for you. And actually this time I'll come back and actually have it done. Okay, like I said, I'm going to pull these out. And that's 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I got a mating pair here. All right, there we go. 3. Oops. Yeah, I don't want to, these are Miyukis, so I don't want them flinging everywhere. They're expensive as heck. This is the one, I mean, I got a whole bunch of seed beads from from that bead haul, but these are the ones I actually paid for. So I'm like, looking for 1 seed bead on the floor when I lose them. You know how it is. Okay, oops. Ugh. See, this is what I'm talking about. I got distracted. All right, so pull these back off. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. Tired brain here. Already messed up. All right, so back that out. On the first row too. All right, so you're going to, let me get this out of there. There we go. You got 4 seed beads, 3, oops, and I got the wrong color there too. How'd that happen? There's 3 colors in here. There we go. And cat hair. Free cat hair with your ornament cover. Okay. So now we have, see, as I said, I could stop this right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to trudge through no matter how hard this gets because I'm not doing another one. All right, so, and I really want y'all to learn how to do this. This is really pretty. All right, so we have 4, 3, and 4. And any beginner can do this if you follow along. Okay, it's just follow along. All right, so this is, we're coming out of the third one here. We're going to go into the second and third one here. If I can get this in here. My nail broke down to my nail bed, and it makes it really hard to get in between these beads without that fingernail. Okay, there we go. So I got it through the second, sorry, I had it off screen. Got it through that second and third one. Coming through here. Okay. Just pull slow, because otherwise you're going to get a big old knot. And this is also why I hate this thing hanging, because it's in my way. Okay, you see how that looks nice and pretty? Okay. Now, I'm going to do the same thing. 4, 3, and 4. 4. And if I can get out of the way of this, hang on. The same color? Since my brain does this, I have to constantly check myself because, there we go, yes. My brain switches gears, and you're like, what just happened? 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I may be quirky, but, you know, hey, maybe I'm a little bit fun. Okay, so you got the 4, 3, 4 again, and pull that down if you want to before you move it into the next thing. Be slow about it so you don't get a knot, and if you get a knot, it's easy to get them out if you just are patient. You just got to be patient with it. Knots are easy, and actually I did a video on untying knots. That's mostly with jewelry, like chains and stuff, but you can do it with thread too. Just got to be very patient. Okay, so we're going this way, and if you're left-handed, go the other way. Go whatever which way you go. Just try to pay attention to where we're at. Okay, hopefully this is being in focus. I can't tell, my eyes are so bad today. Okay, so we came out of 2 and 3. We're going to skip over to 2 and 3 here. Y'all might hear Callista. She's going to get rowdy again, because I've only made it through 2 rounds here, so she's going to get rowdy. And I just stick my needle in the my pad, so I can just do this nice and slow without poking myself, since I am accident prone. Get 4 on there, and then 3 of the blues. Oops. 1 is over there. Yeah, there are 3 colors in here. Well, what do you think of that? Okay, so there's 2. And this is not this color, is it? No, this is that color. Well, there aren't a lot of these blues. Mating pair here. 3. It's okay, Callista. This one, yeah. So I can take these over here. Oh, and they got a purple in there too. A different color purple. Callista's jumping up to say hi. Oh, you can hear her, but you can't see her. I think she's looking for Athena. So I didn't get rid of Athena. Athena's just staying with my daughter for a little bit because my mom needs to recover, and she needs all the help she can get. She's allergic, so she can normally, you know, deal with it with allergy mess and stuff, but the dog, so I'm not getting rid of her. She's having a vacation. And she gets to play with little kids right now who love her, and she loves the kids, my grandchildren. She loves them a lot, so. Here you go, 2 and 3. Okay, so go ahead and finish. Go ahead and finish your round, and we're going to end, and I'll come back and we'll do the last one together. And then we'll tuck this in too, because it's in the way. All right, so we'll be right back. Okay, so I've got all these on here, excuse me. My little tail sticking out. I'm gonna try to hold that down out of the way. We're coming out of this last one, and this one's a little bit weird to get into because it has, you know, this other one coming out of it. So you're just gonna finagle your way in there. Just kind of, maybe you don't have to move it out of the way and just kind of bend it a little bit. Don't be afraid. The line's pretty strong. It won't snap unless you really pull the heck out of it. Okay, so we got to there. Pull that down. That last one in there. Okay, now you can see how you have these top ones here, just like it shows you in the one I showed you. All right, so we're gonna pull this nice and snug, and I'm actually gonna make another knot here because I don't want this coming loose. And this base row is very important, so I'm gonna do a loop knot through here to where I'm, you see, okay, see how it's coming through here, or going this way? I'm gonna take my line, I'm gonna go this way with it, with my needle, and I'm gonna come around through this once. I'll hold that out of the way, okay? Then I'm just gonna pull nice and gently. You see, there it is. Okay, so when I get down close to the bottom of that, where this is it right here, I want that to stay in there, okay? So when I get close to the bottom of that, I'm gonna move this over here. I'm gonna pull exactly where it's coming out. I'm gonna pull between those seed beads because I want it to stay in there, okay? And I'm just gonna pull my line, get this other one out of the way, pull my line and make sure it stays in between those seed beads. Looks like I got a knot in it before the knot. Hold on a second. All right, just pull that nice and snug. Hold your work. Nope, I do have a knot. Isn't that fun? All right, so I'm going to put this on pause and get my knot out of here. And I pulled that pretty tight, so I don't know if that's going to come out there real easy. Try this real quick. And as I was saying earlier, and it's like I'm having this bad time because I said something about it, about watching out for getting a knot. And I should have taken care of it when it was right there. I couldn't tell if it was a knot or it was a part of the knot. So let me get the knot out. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to call this the uncut version. I'm going to put the thing on the title, uncut version. Oh my word. Okay, so I got the knot out. And I'm sitting out coming here. We're going to end up going up through these right here. And through these two here. And you can actually do this and do this if it's easier. But this first one right here is a little bit loose. I wasn't tight enough with it. I tried to tighten it up. It was already too late because I'd already tied the knot. So once you get the real knot in and get the little loop out, then it's a whole nother story. You're not going to get that knot back out. But I still had a loop left to work with, so I could pull it. Okay, so, and, so your tension is just like in crochet, your tension is very important. And these are just rolling back out, and they'll all get to where they belong, just like the other ones, as we put the lines on them. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to take my little big eye needle. That was an oxymoron. If I can get it open. I have one fingernail that works on this side, so it's really hard. Try it with my right hand here. all right, so I'm going to get this in here, and I'm just going to go around the bottom. See which way I'm coming out of this one. So I'm going to go the opposite way. Okay, so I'm coming out of this one, so I'm going to go back through here. If you have to bend it, bend it. And this will kind of show up the line too, as well as hiding your line. Don't go up, just stay it in the circle. Okay, I don't like big guide needles. I like big guide needles, and I don't like big guide needles because they're so loose or so bendy. When you have stuff like this, it's hard to get them through, but I don't have the time to sit there and try to go through 5,000 needles to get the line thread. All right, so if you can, try to keep it going, but I don't think I'm going to, so I'm going to take what I got, and I'm going to hide through. You can go all the way around if you want to. For time's sake, I'm not going to do that, because we're like a lot into this video, and we're not even started. But like I said, I'm showing you how to get started, and then we'll finish off the rows. Once we do, several rows where you're really comfortable doing it, then I'll, and you can always, if you forget, you can always just rewind the video and do that. So I'm going to grab a hold of this, put that away. Where's my little pincher things here? I still can't find my other ones. Somebody made off them. I don't know who. But I can't find my smaller ones. These are surgical. They're for tying stitches. They work great in beading. Alright, so. And just like with the other one, we're going to get this row started, and then you'll feel, like I said, when you feel comfortable, when I think you should feel comfortable, I'll put it on pause and finish it off and then come back. Okay, so here we are coming out of here. And like in this one here, this is where we're at here, this third one, we're coming out of it. And then we're going to do, on the first row, we're going to do this way and just kind of snake up and do one side and then come back down. Okay, it'll seem a little confusing, so we're going to have a really long, before you see some of that pattern starting, it's going to be a little bit. So we're going to have a purl. And I don't have enough of these to do, because I thought I did and I don't. I went and recounted. So I'm going to switch to smaller ones for as we get going. So these two are going to stay down here, and it's going to switch to a smaller one as we get going. So like I said, I'm changing it on the fly. So we're going to start with a purl, and then we're going to do 3 seed beads. Like I said, you can switch the seed beads up if you want to. You can change the colors. You can do the whole thing as multicolor. Okay, 3 seed beads. And then we're going to do 2 of your rondelles. And then 3 seed beads. Get on here. Sometimes that works really well and sometimes it just doesn't. Okay, 3 seed beads. And then we're going to do let's change this up. Let's do it this way. We're going to do 1 of these pretty colors and then a purl. And then 1 of those pretty colors of a crystal instead of a thing. And then a purl. And this is the part right here where I'm at. I'm going up this I'm doing crystal, purl, crystal. Okay, and then just set on that one. Okay, and then we're going to have 8 seed beads, maybe 8. Maybe they just don't want to get on here. Okay, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm having a day, and this is why I'm going to continue to bowl through this. Like I said, because not everybody has a good day beading. I'm just going to keep going on. Just going to keep trudging through it. Just like a bad day. There's no stopping it from happening. It's going to happen whether we want it to or not. So just going to keep on going through and make the best of it we can. Okay, so there's 8 seed beads, and then we're going to get to a focal bead, and I'm trying to decide if I want to make this my focal or make that my focal on my, I think I'm going to make these my focal on my crystal. So here we have a focal for a crystal, and then a rondelle, and then we're going to do, actually, let's do this. Crystal, spacer bead, then the rondelle. I like that. That looks pretty. Oh, that looks really pretty. Look at that. That looks a lot prettier. Okay, so we did that. That's the last part right here. This bead. This is bead setup. Now see, I added another bead on that instead of just using the the pearl and the crystal, pearl and the rondelle. I changed it up to a crystal, and then I put a spacer bead in between them. It's like your world, beat it however you want it. So now we're going to do right here, we're going to go 15 over, okay? So actually I'm going to put a little bit more on here because I think my pile being so small might be why I'm not getting any luck in skimming these off and getting them on my line here. Okay, there's 3, 4. I'm going to take them in increments of 5. 5, and I have to do this for my own brain, so 4 or 5, and 1 more. Now, like I said, and if you're that's 4 and then 5, that's 15. If you're gonna make this bigger, you're gonna change up everything based on your main count down here, and you're just gonna add rows. So you're gonna need more beads. And because I was already started and I ran out of beads, instead of having to take the whole thing apart, I just am going to change up what beads I put where. Okay, so now we're here, over here to this part right here. And we're going to come up here and then go here and then come back down and go out this way to go down that way. So we are going to put one of our beads here and then come up here and put our focals. Okay, so I want to do, whoop. So I have 15, so I'm going to do my other bead over here. This other color bead. I'm going to do a small one. And then my rondelle. And then it shows another pearl and then a crystal. And then that. So let's do... let's do this one here, pearl. And we can do this crystal, this blue one, crystal. My focal right here. Now this is, you see this? This is a slider. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to go out the other way. So I'm going to have to come in like this and then go, I'm going to come in and I'm going to go through the one side. I'm going to come back up the other side. Okay, so I'm going to have this side because I'm using a slider. So you just stick like you would, and then we're going to come back to the other one. Okay, because these go to the other beads over here. Okay, so there's my slider. And then let's see, what do I want to do? Let's do a bugle bead. Bugle bead. And I'm actually going to do a bugle bead coming back up too. So, okay, my bugle bead. And we got that blue crystal in there. Hopefully I have 8 of them. I do. So I'm going to put this here, this crystal here, and then my focal. And so in order to come back through this, I need a stopper. So I'm going to show you. We're just going to have a little white seed bead. It's my stopper. Go back through here, go back through just my crystal, because, and like I said, I may want to change this up because it's, it's okay. It's not exactly like I want it, but it's, you know, it's good. So I want to loosen this up a little bit because I have to get all this thread through here. So stick my finger in there. I can pull this down to where I need it. So I have my hand in here where that, right before that seed bead, and then just slide down nice and pretty for you. Okay, and this is about tension too, so we are going to need this tension. Oops, I just knocked something. Don't want to knock those off. Okay, so now I want to put, and I'm coming out like this, but I'm going to just, I'll rotate it, it's fine. Just going to move that thread over a little bit. And I want to put a bugle bead on. Okay, and then come back through the opposite side that I went through, and I can turn it over because it'll rotate. Okay, and then I'm going to go back through this other bead here, this crystal, and I'm going to stop. Let's see. I'm going to stop at the rondelle. Okay, this is my pearl right before the 15. I don't go through that last one. I just pull it. I'm going to hold this again and pull through the rest of it and make it nice and firm in my tension. And like I said, there's so much thread you're dealing with. You want to do it slow so you don't get a knot. And I don't care how long you've been beading, you still can get knots. Now I want this whole line to be firm, so I got to make sure I've pulled that nice and snug. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull this. See, there's still just a little bit too much tension in that. And even a little bit of tension like that can end up being a lot of tension. All right. So what you're seeing is the beginning. This is the first line, okay? This is the first line, and you're seeing the beginning of it to take place, and you're going to go around, okay? As I said, I'm designing this on the go with y'all. My mind's going. In actuality, I really think I should have put a clear crystal there. So I might do color, I might do opaque, clear on this, okay? But it's like I said, it's your world, beat it how you want. Some people like, it's not about what other people like, it's about what you like, unless you're trying to sell. And then again, still, you have to decide if you want to be creative, and if other people don't like it, then they don't like it. And that's just kind of how I am. I know this kind of seems rude or whatever, but it's not. It's your artwork. And your artwork will capture some people's eye and not others. You're never going to please everybody 100%. So here we go here. All right, and see, it's once we get going, it'll tighten back up. This is going to come out here. I'm going to go back up at 15, and then we're going to come down here and make a whole actual row. Okay, trying to make sure these two colors are somewhat the same, because these look a little bit different. Oh, my head's in there, sorry. Did you get a nice look at my gray hair and my white hair and whatever mousy gray weird brown that it turned color into, because that's not what my normal color was ever. It's weird. Okay, so we have this here. We need 15 more, so we need to do 5 at a time for me. You may not. There's 5. That's 5. And sometimes, and people who have cognitive issues and maybe you have a traumatic brain injury or something. Everybody has different things. When I see things, I have to triple check what I'm seeing, because my brain, I see 5, but my brain registers there's 6 here. That's what I keep thinking, it's 6. That's why I have to go back and count it. So if you see me doing that, that's what I'm doing, because there's lesions somewhere, in there, and it's messing up the what it reports to the brain, and it doesn't report correctly. So I constantly look at it, but you can keep doing it. Just if you have to do it 20 times, then do it 20 times. Don't give up. Okay. So now what we're going to do, and this is where it's really cool because you can actually use this part to base off what you're doing here. So if you lost your pattern, you can use this part as your pattern. So we need this. We're just doing everything backwards. Oops. I'm going to make that pretty tight right there. And it will, because it's going to go this way, so it makes it look like it has a little bit of string there, but it doesn't. So we're going to go, we're going the opposite way. Yeah. So we have your metal spacer, and then our really pretty crystal, and then 8. I'm going to get those on there. That's 4. 4 doesn't bother me so much. The 5 and the 6 bother me. And I don't know why, but oh well. All right, so we have these right here. So what we're doing is we have the 8, and we're going to go, we're doing exactly what we're doing, because we're going to come back up, we're going to finish it off. And if I can get on there. And my pearl. And then this again. Okay, and then pull it out. And then we need 3, 2, and 3. Let's see. There's 3, 2 rondelles, 3, and then our pearl. Not the rondelle, the pearl. Your pearl. Okay, and then we're going to come in, and we're going to go through from this side. We're going to come in from the opposite side. See? Okay, now we need another pearl. Oops. Tell you what, it could go wrong today, it is. Okay, so we need the pearl, 3 sea beads, let me get it on. I can't even get on there. 3 sea beads. Now, we only need 1 because there's 3 rondelles on here. We only need 1 to come back through, and we're going to go through the top one, just the top one, not the sea beads. And we're going to pull this tight in just a minute. So we're going to go through the top one. Hold that, pull that nice and tight. See? Okay, we need 3 sea beads right here. Okay, now I'm going to grab my bicone, and we're going to come at it from the top. I know that seems weird, but we're going to come at it from the top. And we're going to go just through that pearl. And what this is doing, park that over there. What this is doing is it's giving, by coming at the top, it's forcing it sideways. See how that turned that sideways? And then grab another bicone and see how it has that string there. That's what I'm saying you could actually do. I'm just doing what the pattern is for now, but you could put in little seed beads or some other little spacer or whatever to keep it from, and you just put it in right after you put your crystal on. You just put it then. So I put my crystal here, and then my 8 sea beads. That's 4. Sorry guys, my stomach, I don't know if you can hear that. My stomach is making a bunch of noises. That's 8. And I'm just going to go straight through these 2 here. and just right through the top of that bicone. Let's see if it looks like I need to squeeze in a little bit over here. So let me see. I apologize. Squeeze in just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Okay. I'm going to pull that through. And then you're going to need 15 seed beads. And you can watch, once you get that, then you can watch your own thing as the rest of the thing there. So don't pull so hard that you break your line, but pull enough to where you're nice and snug. Okay, so we need 15 seed beads. Just grabbing them 5 at a time. And you can, I was trying to tell you, you can use your this part as the next, as your guide. So that's 5. Wait, so I see 6. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, but I see 6. And lots of people do that, yes. But for me, it's a new thing. That's 10. And this 15. Okay, so now we're going to come over here. We're going to want this pearl. And we're going to want a rondelle. And we're going to want a small pearl again. And we're going to want this beautiful blue crystal. And we're going to want to go through here. This first one, just slide this all the way down. Okay, and then we have a bugle bead. And I don't often use bugle beads, so I'm like trying to go outside of what I normally do. And then we're going to do our crystal, or excuse me, our little opaque crystal, our big crystal. Now the cat's jumping all over everything. Take her. I posted some pictures of him on my Facebook page today. He was so adorable. He climbed into a basket and just got into it. Yeah, excuse that. It's my mom. Her phone, whatever. All right, so we're going to pull this down nice and tight. Tight enough right here. Okay, I need another bugle bead. I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to go into this right here. And my string will go with it, so don't worry about it. And then I'm going to go to this blue bead here. And this pearl. And this rondelle. Make sure I can get this nice and firm. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Look how pretty that is. And then this will rotate over. And then we'll do another pearl. Now the cats are rubbing on the door. And 15 seed beads. So there's 5. Okay, there's 10. And there's 15. And we're going to go do the whole thing. Go through. Let me push these out of the way quick. We're going to do the same thing again. I'm just going to go down. Whoops. Where'd I go? Okay, there we go. I was trying to find where I was at. Okay, so we're going to go down this, just like this again. We're going to use this in a pattern. We're going to grab one of our rondelles, and this will tighten up as we go, so don't worry about that. If you can also double check your things here and make sure you've got the same amount of beads on here and you didn't miscount. And I like to use that as a compass too. And it's just this little one that's not wanting to come out of here like this, like it's supposed to. Okay, so we did this one, and we do our little spacer bead. And this is actually a really nice kind of a disc style. You can see that or not. And then our crystal. So pull it down, and then we're going to do 8 of our seed beads. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I could do that real easy. That's weird. We went crystal, pearl, and crystal. And these crystals are Swarovskis. These aren't. These are Jesse James. But these crystals are Swarovskis, including the sliders. Okay. The pearls are not Swarovskis. I didn't even think about that. I should have used the Swarovskis, but it doesn't matter. Okay. So we got that right there. And we need 3. And then we need 2. And then we need 3 more. Right? And then our big pearl. Our bigger pearl. It's not actually the same size. It just looks bigger. And we're going to come in, like right here, I'm going to come in, oops, now you can't even see me. I'm going to come in from this side right here. I'm going to pull up and pull that down in my way here. You have to use, I have to use these to get these out of the way. I can't just do this. And I'm scraping cat hair, which makes it worse because the cat hair is just like intertwined in it. All right, so now I'm coming out of this side. I'm going to choose my big pearl again because we have to, because it's what comes in on this one, the bottom one. The darker blue, whatever, the royal blue. We're going to do 3 seed beads. Maybe. If I can get 3 seed beads on here. Okay, 3 seed beads, and then we're going to go with 1 of the rondelles, and we're going to go to the top rondelle. I'm going to pull this. I'm going to hold my work when I pull it. Try not to let it get nagged onto something where it doesn't belong. Okay, see how it's just, now just pull. Let it loosen up and do its thing, and then just pull. Okay, so we need 3 seed beads. Again, maybe. There's a knack to that, and I don't have that knack. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Get my bicone and go over the top and through. And what it does, like I said, it turns the pearl on its side, and it's going to flip around. Don't worry about it. It will come in. You just want to make sure you have that nice and firm. Don't break your thread. Okay? And then we're going to add another bicone. If I can do that too. I'm trying to look through my glasses, guys, and it just isn't helping any. All right, so, and then I have 8 here. And a cat hair. It's 4. 7, and 1 more. Without the cat hair, hopefully. Okay. And we're just going to go through this bicone and the spacer bead and that pearl, or that rondelle, and do our 15. And we will do 1 more, and then I will pause it and we can finish and come back. Like I said, if you have any trouble and you have to just rewind it back. Okay. All right, so there you go there. Now we need 15. Okay, hopefully. It's 5. Brain's still saying 6. That's 4, that's 5. And that's 5. And if you guys leave a comment and I don't go back to you, it's because I didn't get told there was a comment there. So this is going to be a long video. It's already at 56 minutes, and I already have a pre-thing to this, so oh well. All right. All right, so here we are here. We're going to go with the pearl And then we're going to go with the rondelle, and then with a pearl. And then we're going to go with the blue crystal. And then we're going to go with our focal, the bugle bead. And find it. This beautiful white bugle bead. And then we're going to go with our crystal. Right? Okay. Oh, excuse me. Forgot the crystal first. Almost made a mess up. Okay, and then our crystal. This is Jesse James. And then seed bead. Come back through. Pull that nice and gentle all the way down. And if you don't want your thread to ribbon, put your finger in it. Don't forget like I just did. That'll keep it from getting all swirly. Like the first half of this just made a ribbon. Okay, so, and then we're going to go back through our crystal. Okay, pull that down. There we go. And we're going to get another bugle bead, hopefully the same length. It's one of the reasons why I don't like using bugle beads, because unless you're using it as fringe, it is not the same size, so it has a very, your work can get off kilter because it's not even. I'm going to see, get this through here. I'm trying to see here. I come out like this and then go in like this. There we go. And go all the way through our rondelle. Let's pull nice and gently so we don't get. Now, if I don't have any way of knowing if we're gonna actually run out of thread, but if I do, I will show you how to transfer over. If I don't, you basically just start like a line here. I would tie off once you did, I'd make a knot in it after you go on one full circle, and then come up over into your next one wherever you let off. This may or may not be long enough. It just happens that way sometimes. Okay, so here's our bead, and then 15. So that's 5. Okay, that's 4, and that's 5, that's 10. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Just pulling that down. Okay, again, you're going to follow your pattern down. Okay, and you're going to follow this pattern all the way down. You're just going to follow it back down, go through it, and come back. If you've forgotten, just back up the video a little bit and watch how I did it again, and then I'll come back and we'll do this. We're already over an hour, so I'll be back as soon as I have this, and I'll show you how to finish off the end here to make this one full one. So when you get to this point here and you've already got your 15, you've already got your thing, you're ready to come down to here, I'll show you how we'll finish this off. Hey guys. Okay, so I'm back. I've gotten this done, as you can see, and I've gone all the way around. I've put my last 15 seed beads on this line, and we're going to go down this one, and you will know, because you have, like, if you have 8 or whatever you have going on your focals, will be gone, but you're going to only have one little piece left down here, and we're going to come down here. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do this with the mindset of the Persian rug theory, where they always leave a flaw because nobody's perfect, or you can do it where you want it to be perfect, but there's going to be double string. So I'm going to do the double string one. And if you're going to do the nobody's perfect one, where you have one little offset, you're just going to you're going to do this differently. You're going to come down and bead as you go versus taking your line all the way down and then coming out and beading all the way back up and then going back down again. All right, so I have my 15 here. And so here's this one that we did. This is the half one we did. Remember that? Let me turn this way. Maybe that'll help you. I try to get it set up, but you know. All right, so here's our 15, and we're going to come down through our, because this is the one we come out of. Remember, this is the part we come down of, so this is the one we're going to go into. And I'm actually going to go down, I don't know why I took my glasses off. I'm actually going to go down through all of these beads. Do not miss a bead, because then you'll have string hanging out where you don't want it. So I'm trying to finagle this in there. There we go. It's like getting through those ring bands. You just got to be patient and just kind of finagle it through there. Almost got that last one. Get that last one too. Go through there. Making sure I'm through all of it. You would see your needle if you weren't. Going through all of these. Okay. Going through these. I'm just going to go ahead and come out of these seed beads. My needle's running low there. I'm running out of needle to push through. Come out of that right there. Okay, I'm coming out of that, just one strand. Double check it to make sure before you pull, so you don't have to take the needle off and pull your work out. Just slowly pull it. And see how that pulls that in there? It pulls it in there now. It looks a little discombobulated because we don't have this out. This is going to hang on the thing this way, okay? So I'm going to come down. I'm going to go in here. And it's supposed to be, you're not going to see this lay flat right now because this is going to hang over. This is going to drape over something. So it's got a little bit of where it's looking like it's buckling, but it's not. It's just the way that it's made. Okay, so I'm going to go through here. Through here. Through these seed beads. There we go. And I'm going to go through this bead here and through this bead here. Hang on. Let me see. Yeah, I want to go this way. This bead. I'm trying to remember where I'm at. Okay, there we go. This bead here. Okay. I didn't want to get lost. Okay, so here's where we're at. Okay, now I need a bead. Give that a nice firm snug. Now I need a bead to come out of here. So I'm going to use my one here. Oops. All right, and then 3 seed beads. And then one of my rondelles. I'm going to go through the top of the rondelle. Maybe. The rondelle only. Okay. And then, let's see over here. I'm going to get 3 seed beads. You see me cross over here a lot. Sorry about that. You don't want to see my freckled arms. All right, let's see. I zoomed it in so you could see what I'm doing better for this part. So I have my 3 seed beads, my bicone, and remember we come to the top of that pearl so we can get it turned sideways. Pull that through. Nice and tight. It'll make that turn around. Okay, need another bicone. This has that snowy effect to it. Let's see. Sorry, I keep putting my arms in front of you, but I think I put my seed beads in the wrong place for being this close. So now we need, I know it looks like it's hard to see because it's all finished. So we need 8 seed beads here. I just think I've left that seed bead. Okay, so 3, maybe. There's 3. Okay, I can't even find that one. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's 3, 6, 7. One more makes 8. And then we're going to go up through this bicone and up through the rondelle. Okay, now that's finished. So what we're going to do, if you want to finish it off, this all depends on how you want to finish it off. You go through here, tie a knot, and then pull through here, come up through here, and then finish it off, and then trim it off. I like to trim it off on the C beads, but if I'm going to trim it off with the C bead, I want to trim it off close to the pearl. So what I might do is go up through this section right here, maybe get my needle in there. Normally I just go back down to the circle. If you want to do when you do the nobody's perfect way, where you leave at least one offset, then just when you beat it back down, instead of going back around and then beating up, when you're just beating straight down, then oops, don't get caught up in, you don't want your string to get caught up in that. Then you'll finish off in where you started, and just do some knots as you get out of there. Okay, so I'm going to want to do a knot through here, and I'm going to make sure it goes back over that pearl before I finish. Just make sure it's sliding right over that C bead. A little knot there. Go through. And then up. If I just go straight across, it will leave a string right there like that, so you don't want to do that. And you can do more of a knot. Ouch. Don't poke yourself. You can do more of a knot if you want to. Come on. There we go. Oh, I'm going to come out of one of the... Alright, so just get it through here. That's good, that's fine. And actually I can cut it off there, that'd be a perfect spot for it. You can make another knot if you want to. This isn't going anywhere, it's been weaved in, so I'm going to take this needle and I'm going to come through that, just pull that off. Alright, stick this over here for now. Alright, let me get this off of here. Put this on here. Oops. A little thing to hold it. So, this is your beautiful, oops. See how beautiful that is? With all these beautiful sliders. And then this is on a gold one, so this might not be the perfect one to show it on. And this one's a little tighter than that, so it's fine. Let me get the bigger one. This stitch was a little tighter to slide over that one than the other one. Look at this beautiful glass one. I just set it over. Now, like I said, these, I'm only showing you this pattern because it's the pattern that I've used before. You can do one that goes over the top and hangs over it. You can do one like this where it just hangs over the top of this. If you want to use it where it's hanging over the rim, you know, where it's not hanging on top of the cap, it's on the bottom, you know, just hanging over that edge, then make your string that long and then you stitch that many out. And if you're going to use this pattern of 4 1 4 1 4 1, which is what you have here, 4 C beads with 1 rondelle, you can do that. You can change it up however you want to, but you're going to use that number of C beads, and I'm just only talking about this pattern. to get around that, or whatever else you want to do. If you want to do it for a lampshade, you just do it the same way. You measure out where you want it with your string. And you can use a, you know, a material tape, but it's not the same as the string. And the string lays differently than the tape does. So I just prefer to use the string. So I just take the string out, measure out what I want, and then go from that. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed doing this. Again, this is just a different way of doing it than what was shown to me. But not shown to me, but what I found in her thing. And just really pretty. The other thing you can do too, let me take this off here. See how pretty that is. And it laid really pretty. Kind of hard to show you the end of it. The other ones weren't as tight as that one, just because it's a different, I think it's a, you know, because the seed beads are different and more uniform. Anyways, you can take the cap off of these. So be very careful if it's glass, and just pull up gently. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Just pull up gently. Most of these, because they're some of them are hand blown, or I don't know if they're machine blown, but some of them are hand blown glass. They have that edge. They're not sharp, but some of them aren't. Some of them aren't well made, and they're sharp, so be careful. You can put seed beads in here. You can put confetti in here. You can do lots of different things. You could put like a little a bracelet in here as a present. Along with that, it's just so many options you can do. Just let your creativity flow, and you know, whatever you come up with. If you want to post your pictures of whatever you did on my Kateri Designs page or the Color Bead page, feel free to do so. You can also send a link to your own page on there. It doesn't bother me at all. I think that we should all help one another, because we're all, you know, trying to do the same thing. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this. This turned out to me, I really liked. It was a little challenging to figure out how to get the sliders on there, but not too much challenging. Now, the thing is that you will have to manipulate this to make sure they're all the same way, because it does twist as you're going. So, let's see, like this. But, you know, once you get it on there, you just place it where you want, and it stays. So, I hope that you enjoyed this. To me, it's very pretty, Christmassy. You can do anything that you want to do with it. Like I said, just have fun. All right, y'all have a wonderful day, and God bless.